please step forward and support, raise your right hand and be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
So help me God.
You may have a seat, Sarge.
Sergeant, keep your voice loud, please, and if you think you're yelling, it's okay. Microphone's this way, the jury's that way.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Could you please introduce yourself to the jurors?
Good afternoon. My name is Peter Delgado. I am a sergeant with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office, pardon my voice. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How long have you worked for the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
I've worked for the Sheriff's Office for 10 years now.
All 10 of those years, has it been called the Sheriff's Office?
No, ma'am.
Can you explain to the jurors what the change was?
Yes, ma'am. We recently had a transition from the Miami-Dade Police Department to the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. In 1961, we were a Sheriff's Office. We became a police department, and we are now a Sheriff's Office again.
Okay. Has that transition changed the type of work that you do as police agency?
No, ma'am. We still have all the same functions.
Can you tell the jurors, what is your current position within the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
Yes, ma'am. My current position is Sergeant of South District. I'm one of the supervisors in the south end of the county. It's the largest area in Miami-Dade County. Been a supervisor now for 1 month down there.
And when did you become a sergeant?
May 11th.
Okay, well, congratulations on your promotion. What is it that you were doing prior to becoming a sergeant?
So my prior assignment, I was assigned to the Marine Patrol Unit Underwater Recovery Team.
And how long did you work in that capacity?
6 years.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you, what is your day-to-day life like now as opposed to what it was when you were with the dive squad?
Yes, ma'am. My current assignment now is to supervise road patrol officers, ensuring that they're doing their duties as officers. Paperwork, mostly administrative, handling complaints, making sure reports are turned in on time, and that arrest affidavits are correct.
You were in, forgive me, what is the name of the unit that you're in again?
Currently or before?
Current, pardon me, prior.
The Underwater Recovery Team, Marine Patrol Unit.
Okay. Is it fair to shorthand it with Marine Patrol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you go into that agency, or that part of your agency?
I believe it was November 2019.
Before that, what were you doing?
I was a road patrol officer in the Hammocks District of Miami-Dade Police Department.
So were you one of the officers that you now are tasked with supervising?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is it that fostered your transition from working as a road patrol officer to going into the Marine Patrol?
I had a passion for diving as a child. I became a police officer like my father. We had a dive shop when we were growing up, and I was able to mix both professions into one.
Okay. Could you tell the members of the jury what kind of tasks were you called upon to do when you were in the Marine Patrol Unit?
My primary day-to-day tasks as a Marine Patrol officer was evidence searches, vehicle searches and recovery, unfortunately person recoveries, article searches, anything of value that a bad guy would throw in the water, we would go search for.
I want to ask if on September 4th of 2022, were you working as a Marine Patrol officer?
Yes, I was.
Did you receive a call to go out to an area of Biscayne Bay where a boat crash had occurred?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember about what time of the day it was that you got that call?
It was noontime, later in the afternoon, around 6:30, 7 o'clock approximately.
Where were you when you got that call?
I was at Black Point Marina.
Is there a police station of sorts there?
Yes, sir. Marine Patrol has 3 operational offices. Black Point Marina is 1, Matheson Hammock Marina, and Pelican Marina.
Okay. Are you the only person that's at that location, Black Point Marina, when this call comes in?
No, ma'am.
Were there other officers that you go with to this call?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, because you were a member of the underwater recovery team, Would it be normal for you to go out on a call like this?
Yes, due to the fact that, we are boat operators as well.
Got it. So who, if anyone, do you get on a police patrol boat with once you get that call?
I got on the vessel with, at the time, Officer Bobby Bruto and I believe Thomas Kennedy.
What was the staffing like for that weekend?
That weekend, it was because it was a holiday weekend. We usually have all personnel working, so it was a little bit more beefed up than usual.
Even if it took a while to ultimately get to the scene where help was needed, did you ultimately make contact with a person that you later learned was named Luciana or Lucy Fernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe for the jury where was that location?
It was on the scene of a boat crash, marker 15 at Cutter Bank.
Sergeant, I'm showing you State's Exhibit number 2, which is in evidence. Do you see a series of green dots on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Do those dots represent the general area of Cutter Bank?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may the witness step down for a moment, please?
Yes, please, can you close up?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you be able to point out, using this chart, the approximate location where you and Officer Bruto wound up responding?
Yes, ma'am. The area was approximately here.
Thank you. Can you describe for the jurors what's happening when you get to that location? What do you see?
Upon arrival via vessel, we observed the medical helicopter, Miami-Dade Fire helicopter, dropping down a paramedic, I guess with some sort of harness. I don't know exactly what the terminology would be for it. And several vessels with people on board.
Okay. Are you familiar with the police term to arrive on a 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain to the jurors, what does it mean to arrive on a 3?
Yes, ma'am. To arrive on a 3, a code 3 in Miami-Dade County is a high priority emergency, which means arrive with lights and sirens.
Was the police boat that you were on equipped with emergency lights?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you guys use sirens too on boats?
We do have sirens.
Can you describe, once you arrive there, do you see a person that is having CPR performed on her?
Yes, ma'am. It was a very chaotic scene. A lot of people everywhere. Once we got up to the boat that the bystanders that were attempting to help were on, and we identified that they were actually doing CPR on Lucy Fernandez, we went boat to boat and began to board the vessel to render aid.
Once you get onto the vessel where Lucy's at and CPR is being performed on her, are you all able to put her on a backboard?
Once we board the vessel, yes, we did.
What is the importance of having a backboard for something like that?
The importance, especially out on the water on a trauma victim, is for stabilization of the patient. It's to make sure that if she has any injuries that we cannot see, especially to her spine, nervous system, brain, to try to contain it as much as possible because we don't want to hurt her.
Can you describe the process by which you actually strap somebody to the backboard?
Yes, the backboard has several straps, and we do cross-body strapping to the victim to make sure that they're secure.
Do you have to tuck in their arms?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you do that?
We try to cross them across their chest temporarily, just to make sure that we don't cause any more injury or entrap them while we're moving them.
Once Lucy is placed onto the backboard, are you and your coworkers able to transfer her from the Good Samaritan boat onto a police boat?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it the same police boat that you had arrived on?
No, I think it was a different vessel. At that point, it was a larger vessel.
Do you know an officer by the name of Elliott?
Yes, ma'am.
Was he there at that scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he have a boat that was a little bit bigger than the one that you and Officer Bruto had been on?
Yes, ma'am. The Officer Bruto and myself responded in what we call an 850 impact, which is a soft collar boat with 2 engines. Officer Alec at the time responded with a triple engine contender. It's about 35 feet long.
Is it a bigger boat?
It has a lot more room in the back to perform our duties.
Is it a faster boat?
Yes, it is.
Now, what was the weather conditions like that afternoon going into the early evening hours?
It was a light chop in the bay. It was a pleasant day for the most part. A little bit of chop in the bay.
Even if you're on a larger vessel like a contender and the seas are relatively calm, if you're speeding through the waters, is it going to be bumpy?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe?
So while you're moving underway, especially as you're picking up speed, you're going to go over chop, and that's going to cause vibration and movement in the vessel. Especially when you're trying to get on plane, the waves are hitting further back, so you're still receiving impact and motion on the vessel.
What do you mean when you're on plane?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
When on plane, it means that your vessel is almost at the best running angle and speed, where you're touching the least amount of water and creating less drag. So that's where your vessel becomes more optimal for traveling at speed.
Was the Elliott Key Ranger Station the closest place to where you were at that time that a helicopter could land?
That is usually the case because it has a big clearing that we use, and usually those helicopters, because we can't just land them anywhere, that's usually the spot that we land them.
Do you, in fact, remain on the boat that Lucy was placed on when it starts to depart?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it heading toward Elliott Key Ranger Station?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe what was going on the back of that boat as you were en route to Elliott Key?
Yes.
Judge, 9401, 9403.
Go ahead.
While in emergency mode, while performing CPR, we were on the vessel. We were with the paramedic. The paramedic was attempting to intubate and to get a positive airway for Lucy while we were doing CPR and trying to get the AED machine, the defibrillator, to try to see if the machine, if she was in what we call defibrillation, to get her heart started again. So we performed CPR to the best of our abilities while underway. It was very hectic, but we did the best we could until we got to the ranger station, or to Elliott Key.
Have you had to undergo certification and training in performing CPR on someone?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times have you gone through that type of training?
We do a yearly training, and I am one of the instructors.
Okay. In a best case scenario, patient is on flat ground. Is performing CPR easy to do?
No, ma'am. It is extremely strenuous and very physically demanding.
Can it sometimes result in bruised ribs or even broken ribs when done properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you perform CPR on Lucy yourself the whole way, or do you rotate out with other officers?
No, ma'am. I did not perform CPR solely myself. We rotated amongst the other officers due to fatigue, and we wanted to maintain the correct rhythm and depth of compression. So we all rotated.
Does there come a point in time when you wind up actually at the Elliott Key Harbor?
Yes, ma'am.
To your knowledge, was Officer Elliott going as fast as he could to get there?
I believe so, ma'am.
Even if under the best of circumstances, it's difficult to perform CPR, what was it like trying to perform CPR on Lucy as you're underway in this boat?
Extremely difficult.
Did the fire rescue worker have trouble trying to even intubate Lucy?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us about how long it took to get from the scene where you had recovered Lucy till the time you get to Elliott Key?
It was definitely more than 30 minutes, I feel.
Can you walk the jurors through what happens once you get to Elliott Key?
Once we're at Elliott Key, again, myself and the other officers that are rendering aid to Lucy, we hear the helicopter as we're coming in. We're continuing compressions on her. We're continuing to perform CPR. Once we get there, we, as a team, get her off the vessel on the backboard and walk her while holding the backboard with her on it to the helicopter for an extraction,
What do you mean extraction?
where they put her on the helicopter and lift her out of there.
Okay. Once you get Lucy onto that helicopter, do you stay at Elliott Key Harbor?
No, ma'am.
What do you do next?
We go to, well, we make the decision that we need to go back and help the other patients.
So do you go back to a scene where there's a larger vessel that has a platform on the back of it?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your primary focus once you get to that second vessel?
Triage.
What do you mean by that?
For what that means is that I'm gonna start to evaluate different patients for injuries and treat from the worst. The worst takes priority. So we try to help the people that are in most need with what resources we have.
Okay. At some point while you're dealing with that boat that has a platform, does another vessel come along with a person that you later learned is named George Pino?
Yes.
Did you ever make contact with George Pino that afternoon?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see George Pino in this courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please point to him and describe an article of clothing he's wearing so our record will be clear?
George Pino, blue tie, blue suit with a pin.
Stipulate.
So,
In your mind, at that time, was George Pino a criminal defendant?
Not at that time.
In your mind, was he someone that needed to be triaged and assessed?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever handcuff him,
No, ma'am.
pull a gun on him,
No, ma'am.
yell at him,
No, ma'am.
threaten him?
Not one.
Did he ever lose consciousness in your presence?
Not while in my presence.
Did he ever appear incapable of understanding what's going on?
No, ma'am.
Did he appear like he was maybe in shock or dazed?
No, not really.
Was he responsive to requests that you made of him?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, do you wind up leaving that secondary vessel and terminating your work for that crash that day?
At the end of the shift, yes.
Okay. I want to ask if you were asked to come back to the Cutter Bank area the very next day.
I was.
Can you explain to the members of the jury what was the purpose of you going back out there?
Yes, ma'am. So as part of being a Marine Patrol diver, part of our responsibility is to assist other agencies with evidence searches or whatever it is they need. We responded to conduct an evidence search of the crash site.
I want to ask you a little bit more about your position specifically as a police diver. For how long have you been a police diver?
At the time, approximately 3 years.
Did you have to, even if you already knew how to scuba dive, did you have to take specific training in police diving that would be different from like recreational diving?
Yes, ma'am. I have extensive training. My current title is Master Scuba Diver Trainer and Specialty Instructor.
Can you describe what the difference is between recreational diving and diving for police business?
The difference is that when we, as for recreational diving, you would be looking at fish or it would be joyful. Or when we do police diving, it's for a single purpose, and that is recovering evidence, things of evidentiary value.
Can that even be at nighttime?
Yes, ma'am.
Can it be in murky waters?
Yes, ma'am.
Can it be in waters where you hardly have any visibility?
Sometimes zero.
And can it mean sometimes retrieving dead bodies?
Yes, ma'am.
In this particular case, when you went out to Cutter Bank to assist with the police diving, who was the agency that was leading that effort?
FWC, Florida Fish and Wildlife.
If any evidence was recovered from the bottom of the bay, who would be responsible for ultimately impounding it and preserving it as evidence?
It would be FWC.
Okay, but you're there just to assist?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times over the course of your career by that time had you done police dives, do you think?
Police functions, hundreds at that point.
Okay. Now, was this near the Cutter Bank channel?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask you if you can tell the jurors a little bit about what the channel markers for that channel look like.
There are a set of, there's basically, it's a channel that runs approximately north and south. There's two sets of channel. There's markers on the right side of the channel, markers on the left side of the channel, or east and west. They are green on the east side of the channel, and they are red on the west side of the channel. And usually the color distinction or means red right return is the term we use. That lets you know that you're heading into land, or that land is on that side. And that lets you know that your orientation if you're traveling without a GPS or anything like that.
Showing counsel states 2E and 2E for identification. Sergeant, do you recognize the channel markers in states exhibits, 2E and 2D?
Yes, I do.
Are these pictures of channel markers 14 and 15
Yes, ma'am.
in Cutter Bank?
Yes, ma'am.
I've moved states 2D and 2E for identification and evidence.
Objection.
Without objection.
State Exhibit 2D, previously marked for identification, will become State Exhibit number 22. And State Exhibit 2E for identification will become State Exhibit number 23.
So Sergeant, I'm going to first ask you about State's Exhibit number 23. I see a red triangle with the number 14 on it.
Yes.
So if this triangle shaped red marker is in Cutter Bank, where would we know to look for that on that chart that I just had?
That marker would be if you're traveling southbound down that, it should be on your right-hand side or port side.
Just to make it a little easier for the jury, I'm going to show you now State's Exhibit number 1C. Pardon me, let me show this to the defense counsel. Do you recognize the location depicted in States 1C?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that an image of where Cutter Bank is?
That is a very accurate depiction, yes.
Okay. You want to make the witness have permission to step down for a moment?
Sure, and then just keep it this.
Yes, ma'am.
So if a person is traversing, could you please respond? So, if a person is going from the north to the south, okay, on what side of this exhibit would the red triangle markers be?
The red would be closest to land, which would be this side.
Okay? And so looking at State's Exhibit number 23, channel marker 14, where would that be in relation to this channel? Is it toward the northern part or to the southern part?
Southern part.
Okay. So that would be there. And now if I look at State's Exhibit number 22, we have a green square channel marker. Where would that be located in relation to Cutter Bank?
Directly across from 14 here.
I'm sorry, I need you to keep your voice up.
Sorry, ma'am. It would be right here across from 14.
Okay, so can I ask you to hold on to State's Exhibit number 23? And you hold that up, and I'll hold number 15 up. Is this kind of like an approximation of what we would see as we're approaching channel markers 14 and 15?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Permission, say wrong.
What are those channel markers made out of? Are they plastic?
No, ma'am.
What are they?
Usually the channel markers, especially in that area, they're made of steel columns, and the channel marker itself, the one that has numbers and the colors, is usually aluminum.
Okay. And can you describe what type of aluminum this would be? Like
Like a stop sign. It's a very, very robust piece of metal.
Can you describe what happens to things that are in salt air and salt water?
Yes, ma'am. Well, they're frequently replaced due to corrosion. They rust.
Are they prepared with any specific type of paint to try to help prevent that?
I believe so. I think they almost use the same stuff that we use on the street signs here, like the stop signs, so that they last longer to the elements.
Have you ever operated a vessel in that area at nighttime?
Yes.
Are you able to see the channel markers at nighttime?
It's very difficult until you're very close.
What about in the daytime? Is it difficult at all to see the either red triangles or the green squares?
From my perspective, on a clear day, no.
During that police dive that took place near Cutter Bank, was there a capsized vessel there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe what it looked like?
A boat upside down with heavy damage.
What kind of a boat was this?
I don't remember the exact make and model of it. I know it was a twin-engine vessel.
Did it have a canopy?
I believe it did. I'm sure it did. It was just, I think, underwater or destroyed.
Okay. Did you locate anything in the vicinity of that capsized vessel during your police dive?
Yes, ma'am. During the evidence search, I was tasked to look for small articles. I ended up myself locating several cell phones and I believe a set of earrings.
Lastly, Sergeant, I want to ask you, on the day that you responded to the scene where Lucy was and then went to that secondary location, were you wearing a body-worn camera?
I was, ma'am.
Okay, and also known as BWC.
Yes,
Fair to
ma'am.
say? Okay. Did that BWC capture what was going on around you as you were either at the boat where Lucy was initially or your transportation of her from that location to Elliott Key Harbor?
My body-worn camera, I activated it the entire time I was there.
Were clips of that body-worn camera footage prepared for the jurors?
Yes, ma'am.
So we don't have to sit here for hours watching you traverse, say, from Black Point Marina up to Boca Chica?
Correct.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity prior to this trial to look at each of those clips that were isolated for you?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And were those clips true and exact copies of what your original complete body-worn camera footage was?
Yes, ma'am.
And after viewing those clips, did you actually affix your initials to the jump drive that they were placed onto?
I did, ma'am.
For the record, I'm showing counsel states 2F for identification. Inside this purple envelope is a jump drive, and it says the word Delgado, and then there's a couple of scribbly-looking
That's
things.
me.
Did you put your initials on that?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that to signify that you've seen what's on this jump drive and it is a true and accurate depiction of your body-worn camera footage?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Your Honor, if I may just have one moment to set this up.
I'm going to take the jury now for just a couple of moments. I need to take the jury now for a few moments. I have to look at something. Leave your notepads at your seats, please. And the witness can also step outside. Please don't discuss your testimony.
All right, follow me. Leave your notes.
For the record, this is going to be states number
1 through 6.
24. Thank you. This is states 24. There's clips that are labeled 1, arrival and triage, 2, transfer Lucy, 3, arrival at JP Boat. The next one is Pino 1, then Pino 2, then Pino 3. I'll just play them in series, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Just pull it out. try to get this off. Let me know when you have to go. Hey, look, you guys know we're going.
Your Honor, that clip is 5 minutes. The next one is going to be 50 seconds, and this is styled as transfer Lucy.
Your Honor, unless my memory is failing me, I don't recall these ever being displayed in court.
The next clip is styled as arrival at JP boat. That's 2 minutes, 10 seconds.
One vessel. 3 million water. This one here must be a Gino. Okay, but you go walk, right? Who else needs to go?
Yeah, I don't have any feeling.
Okay. Who else?
The next clip is titled Pino 1. It's 30 seconds long.
Who else needs to go?
Yeah, I don't have any feeling.
Okay. Who else? Guys, what do you need?
We're trying to get every one's everyone brought to Elliott Key.
Okay.
Can't go to Elliott Key.
They're working.
Where they come here.
Got it. Got it. You guys need a back for this.
She's in serious condition also. So we're going to need.
Yeah.
is 1 minute.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Take care of that over there. You got a nick in the back of your head. Yeah. All right. I think your back hurts. I think I get here. I got a bit back here. Sleep back. All right. Do not close your eyes. Hey, are you guys going around yet? Do you have any You know, can you put a PMD on her? I need him to have a 15 minute. Yeah, Sassy, I'll talk to you now. I love you. Oh my God, please look this way. This is how I'm talking to the lady. She's the one broken. She has a broken arm, right? Who has a broken arm? And I think she's in the back. All right. Is it bleeding? You're right. All right. It happens. Relax. Fall asleep on me. Let me get to the back work. All right, Mom.
All right, I'm ready to address. Clip number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are admitted over any defense objection. As far as clip number 1, the arrival up to the point of reaching Ms. Fernandez, the officer getting on the boat, initial, getting her on the backboard, moving her over to the other boat. Once she's over into the boat, that's that. Nothing after that. There is still defense objection, I believe. I'll let you make your own objection. But nothing after, once she is transferred to the larger police vessel. No. He described it in his testimony. That's sufficient.
Would I be able to publish these, but just stop it at that moment and then replace with another one that has
That's
that
what I was
part?
going to ask. To ensure, make sure we're going to get to that point as soon as you see, and we see the transfer,
Yes,
that's where the video stops.
absolutely.
I know the defense still has objections, make whatever objection you have to anything else, but that's out.
So we filed pretrial motions on this. We continue to insist that all of this is, I mean, it's hard to watch all of us here watching it, including members of the audience who are obviously affected by it. And I think that unfortunately that it's going to have that kind of effect on the jury. And we what else can we say, Judge? Yourself for yourself.
Understand, I have to balance again whether or not relevant evidence, I'm finding it's relevant, whether or not it becomes unduly prejudicial. I think what I'd excise out, it's not necessary to the jury's understanding of the issues of the case. The rest, while difficult, it will be difficult to see. There will be other evidence, I'm sure, that's already been admitted, and other evidence that will be difficult to see. Anyone who feels more comfortable or unable, I'm going to ask anyone who is unable to be in the courtroom, instead of having responses in front of the jury, it would be more appropriate to please remain outside.
And since the court had already admitted the narrative from the witness, what we have now is just corroboration of that which is not in dispute. So we are not disputing what the officer described. Our view is that the jury need not see it to believe it. We all know that it happened. We're all sorry that it happened, but is it really necessary for the jury to have to see it in order to determine the issues in the case? We think not.
I understand, sir, and that is preserved for any review if necessary. Okay, so with that caveat, again, if anyone even thinks that they may become uncomfortable with anything, it's best to stay outside. So there's basis for any kind of motion to the jury.
So that the instructions are clear, because the record doesn't have what you've seen. The moment when at clip number 1 stops,
Do you want the witness first before I bring the jury?
Yes.
so that as to clip number 1, the jury will not be observing the administration of CPR? Is that?
Well, once there's the transfer to the larger vessel, which is then brought to the helicopter, that's in clip 1. That's when it stopped. That's when it's going to be stopped, upon the transfer onto the other boat.
May I ask if I can just very quickly go to the very end of that, just so that I can give the exact counter
Sure.
number
Let's get
where
the
that
number.
is.
I want to see it.
Then I recall another clip at the helicopter where there's CPR being performed there as well.
All right.
Is the court allowing that?
Was at the back end of the helicopter transfer, right? At the end of the second clip, you can see inside the helicopter that there's CPR being performed
In the background, I think.
in the background.
Let me double check.
Okay. I'm
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the rolling.
that can stay.
Over objection. Thank you.
Judge, you want him to take the seat now?
Come on.
Judge, can I just have one moment just to look at the mark where I...
Okay. So that's right. Very happy. Right in the.
I will stop it, Judge. The counter is at 1 minute 34 seconds.
That's where you're going to stop it.
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, should I ask the witness to come up and be seated?
Would you like me?
Ready?
Yes.
All rise.
Please be seated. Thank you.
Your Honor, I will now place it as it is
Get the AED ready so when I get on board, I can set it up. Please get hands over that. When I'm ready to fly on board, please.
For the record, it stopped at 1 minute, 37 seconds left. Publishing clip number 2. Publishing now clip number 3. Sergeant, may I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you, Your Honor, may you have permission to
Sure.
speak over here?
Sit down.
The first 2 clips that we saw pertain to you arriving on the vessel, pertain to you arriving on the vessel that Lucy was on and then transferring her to the helicopter. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
This 3rd clip, where are we seeing you now?
This was already, it's already, the sun's setting.
Hold on, let me play a little bit of it. By now, are you on your way back out to the waters?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you wind up encountering a large vessel that has the platform?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one vessel. We're trying to bring everybody to Elliott Key. We're going to triage the street. Everybody here, fire those on speed, and then we'll rescue the ones that need to be taken to home.
This vessel here, is this what kind of became known as the Van Dutch vessel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And on the back, were there any people on the on that platform?
Yes, there was.
Upright or lying down?
Several lined up.
This one here must be a broken lock. Okay, but you can walk, right? Who else needs to go?
Yeah, I don't have any feeling.
Okay. Who else?
The person that's standing here with like the pinkish bathing suit, who was that person?
That was the defendant.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, that is the defendant, George Pino.
Next, playing the clip Pino 1.
Who else needs to go?
Yeah,
Pull up. Guys, what do you need?
We're trying to get your rescue wants everyone brought to Elliott Key.
Okay.
You can't go to Elliott Key.
They're working.
Your rescue before they come in.
Got it. Got it. You guys need a back for
She's
this.
in serious condition also. So we're gonna need.
Yeah.
Now playing Pino 2.
Officer, we were really trying to call you, and
And now playing Pino 3.
I'm fine. Thumbs up. Take care of that over there. You got a nick in the back of your head. Yeah. All right. I think your back hurts. I think I can hear a bit. I think back here.
Sergeant, let me ask you, is this you communicating with the defendant at this moment?
Yes, it is.
All right. Do not close your eyes.
Hey, are you guys going right in?
Do you have any order with you that
They put a PMD on her.
I need him. So you have a 50?
Yeah.
Sassy, I'll talk to you. I love you. Look this way. This is how to talk to the She's the one with broken. She has a broken arm, right? Who has a broken arm? Alright. Is it bleeding? Alright. Alright. Got it. Relax. Fall asleep on me. Let me get to the back door. Alright, Mom.
Sergeant Delgado, are you familiar with the term PFD?
Yes.
What is a PFD?
It's a positive flotation device. It's a device that we use on the water. It's when you're boating, if you fall overboard, it keeps you afloat, face up. So
Also
you
known
don't.
as a life jacket?
Life jacket as well.
And you made sure to put one on George Pino before moving?
Yes, ma'am.
No other questions?
Pulse? Yes.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Delgado.
Afternoon, sir.
I'm Mark Shapiro. I represent Mr. Pino. You and I have met previously, haven't we?
Deposition, I believe.
That's correct, sir. Any person, any civilian that is brought onto a vessel of the Miami-Dade Police Department, now Sheriff's Office, it is the policy that a personal flotation device be put on that person. Is that right?
I don't know if it's written in policy, but it's a procedure that we use to look out for the well-being of the person.
What is the law in Florida as to who must wear a personal flotation device?
Objection calls for legal conclusion.
If you know.
Sustain on the jury.
Minors under a certain weight.
Sustain, you don't answer.
Oh, sorry.
Sergeant Delgado, persons who are 6 years of age or less must wear a personal flotation device if they're on a moving vessel. Is that correct?
Correct.
So if you're over 6 years old, there is no requirement that you wear a personal flotation device, right?
No, sir.
And I presume that in your time with the Marine Patrol, you would often patrol the sandbar areas around Elliott Key. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And on any given weekend during the summer at the sandbar near Elliott Key, there are a number of boaters out there. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The vast majority of those boaters are not wearing
Objection, relevance.
personal flotation
Objection,
devices.
relevance.
Excuse me. No, go ahead.
The vast majority of those boaters are not wearing personal flotation devices already.
The vast majority, no.
Now, somebody will get a ticket if their 6-year-old or less is not wearing a personal flotation device, right?
That's correct.
But again, adults have the option, there's no requirement that they wear one.
Correct.
But for safety reasons, the county wants any civilian brought upon any of their vessels to have a personal flotation device put on. Is that right?
That is correct.
And that is for liability purposes, isn't it?
I believe so.
Because the county doesn't want to get sued.
Believe so.
You mentioned earlier in your testimony that you were referring to the channel markers at Cutter Bank. Do you remember that?
When I was asked, yes.
Yes. You were specifically asked about channel markers number 14 and 15. Is that right?
Correct.
And you testified that they are opposite one another. Do you recall your testimony?
Yes, sir.
In fact, they are not opposite one another, are they?
I believe they were.
Isn't it true that channel marker 14, the red triangle channel marker, is well to the north, at least a couple hundred feet to the north of channel marker 15, which is to its south?
I don't recall that part.
If that in fact is the case, then you would be mistaken in your earlier testimony that they are opposite one another. Is that right?
If that is true, then I would be mistaken.
And typically, channel markers are set up opposite one another so that when a boater is going through a channel, they can see that there's additional markers. Everywhere there's a marker opposite one another, they know that either they have reached the end of the channel or there are more ahead. Is that right?
That's correct.
And if it is in fact true that channel marker 14 is not opposite channel marker 15, that could produce a confusing situation for a boater going through the channel at Cutter Bank. Is that correct?
I honestly wouldn't say so. Not a confusing. It's usually a red and a green marker.
No doubt there is a red and a green marker, but if they're not opposite one another, as you believe that they are, it could cause confusion.
If you're counting numbers.
The purpose, or your main priority that afternoon, that evening, was to provide triage service for any of the passengers who were injured in the accident. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you were dispatched from Black Point Marina, as you testified earlier, once you got the call that an accident had occurred. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And we saw a video in State's Exhibit number 24 that you were making your way down the Cutter Bank channel in order to get to the accident. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, the person who was driving the boat next to you, that was Robert Bruto, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
And you made several trips, I believe, or at least more than one trip, between the accident scene and Elliott Key Harbor when you were bringing patients back and forth. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
And that was your priority that day. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Rendering aid.
And there came a time when you actually began to perform triage on Mr. Pino. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that is because Mr. Pino himself was injured in the accident.
Yes.
And Ms. Adams asked you a few minutes ago if, while you were providing triage to Mr. Pino, whether you had whether you had placed Mr. Pino in handcuffs. Do you recall her asking you that question?
Yes, sir.
Was there any reason that Mr. Pino gave to you to put handcuffs on him?
No, sir. Not at that time, no.
Mr. Pino was concerned about the safety of the people that had been injured, right?
He appeared to be, yes.
He made some inquiry about that, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
And he wasn't presenting any sort of danger to you, was he?
No,
He was also an injured passenger, wasn't he?
that is correct.
In fact, he was bleeding quite severely from his head, wasn't he?
There was a little bit of blood.
I'd like to, if you could step down.
May I?
Sure. And I'd like to play, yeah, over here, sir, thank you. I'd like to play the clip known as Pino 3, which is on State's Exhibit 24.
I'm fine. That's fine. I'm fine. Thumbs up. You right? Thumbs up. Take care.
Now, you heard Mr. Pino say, I'm fine, thumbs up, take care, right?
Yes, sir.
And even appeared to throw a kiss at somebody, didn't he?
On video, yes.
All right, do you know who he was speaking to?
No, sir.
It was, play again, continue on.
That over there. You got a nick in the back of your head. Yeah. I think the back hurts. I think I can hear the ribs. The back here. Lean back. We got you, right? Do not close your eyes. Hey, are you guys going around it? Do you have any more of the three there?
Back up a bit. Recall Mr. Pino saying to his daughter, Ceci, I love you, after saying, I'm all right, I'm all right.
I just wasn't paying attention to what he was saying at the time.
Understood.
I was checking his injuries.
Okay. Let's continue.
Excuse me.
Thank you, right? Thumbs up. Take care.
Excuse me.
I,
Is there an objection, Counsel?
there's an objection because this is not in evidence. The state's evidence is number 24.
That's what I said.
It's not the same item, though.
It's Pino 3. State's Exhibit 24.
I would want to have an issue we had before about authentication. So, take the exhibit, if you would please,
I got it right here, Judge.
and we'll just substitute it out, and you can cue it up. If you would, thank you.
I'm fine. That's fine. I'm fine.
Sergeant Delgado, I'm showing you what is actually State's Exhibit 24, which was placed into evidence. Thus far, does it appear to be any different than what you viewed just moments ago?
No.
You can continue.
Thumbs up. You right? Thumbs up. Take care of that over there. You got a nick in the back of your head. Yeah. I think the back hurts. I think I can hear the ribs. The back here. Lean back. We got you, right? Do not close your eyes. Hey, are you guys going around it? Do you have any more of the three there?
Now, you're providing a medical assessment, essentially, of Mr. Pino at this moment, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And you ask Mr. Pino, or you tell Mr. Pino, do not close your eyes.
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
Due to the head trauma, we always take into account, we don't know the severity of the impact caused to the head. The head, even if it's a small cut, can bleed a lot. But again, I don't know the severity of his impact to his head.
And if there was a concussion, for example, a traumatic brain injury, then closing a person's eyes, leading to them perhaps go to sleep, could be a dangerous thing for that person, correct?
Could be.
Right. And that's why you told Mr. Pino not to close his eyes.
Correct, to remain because that lets me know his alertness at the conscious level. If he falls asleep or if he starts to wander off, I wouldn't be able to monitor his condition.
In fact, you tell Mr. Pino to close, not to go to sleep at one point, don't you?
Correct. I believe this is not to sleep, but keep your eyes open.
And at this point, you can see that Mr. Pino is bleeding pretty good from his head injury. Is that right?
It looks like it started to dry.
Okay. But you see a significant amount of
Yes.
blood, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Continue.
I'll talk to you now. I love you. Look this way. This is gonna talk to them. She's the one with a broken. She has a broken arm, right? Who has a broken arm? All right. Is it bleeding? You're right. All right. It happens. Relax. Fall asleep on me. Let me get to the back work here. All right, Mom.
So you heard at the end there, Sergeant Delgado, at the end of this video, that you advised Mr. Pino not to fall asleep on it, correct? And for the same reasons that you just testified a moment ago. That's correct, sir. All right. Now, also, you may return to your seat. Also, Sergeant Delgado, were you performing triage on your own at that moment, or were you getting assistance from other officers?
There was several officers on scene.
There were flashlights, there was lighting on Mr. Pino as you were performing triage, wasn't there?
Correct.
You had an opportunity to see clearly Mr. Pino's face, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
You had an opportunity clearly to see Mr. Pino's eyes, did you not?
Yes, sir.
And you were within 2 or 3 feet of Mr. Pino at any given time while you were performing triage, is that right?
Yes, sir.
At any time, did you notice or make any observations about Mr. Pino that he might have been impaired in any way?
At that time, I wasn't looking for that, sir.
Okay. At no time did you
No.
see anything that would indicate to you that Mr. Pino might have been impaired, is that
Correct,
right?
sir.
Did any of the other officers who were performing triage with you on Mr. Pino tell you that they observed any indication that Mr. Pino might have been impaired?
Not to my recollection, sir.
Had yourself or any of these other officers that were present there determined or made observations of impairment on Mr. Pino, you would have advised the investigating officer in the case, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir.
And you did not do that.
Did not do what?
You did not advise the lead investigating officer because no observations were made by you. Is that
Correct.
Right? Well, thank you, Sergeant O'Donnell. Nice to see you.
Thank you, sir.
No further questions.
Any redirect process?
Sergeant, even if the law doesn't require somebody to wear a life jacket, is it generally safer to do so?
Absolutely, ma'am.
The attorney asked if the county doesn't want people to get sued. And you said that that's part of the reason maybe why when a civilian is on your boat, you put them in a life jacket. Do you think it might also be that the county doesn't want people to die?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to ask our nice clerk to mark this, please. Showing counsel states 2I for identification. Sergeant, I'm showing you a demonstrative exhibit. It states 2I.
Objection, Judge. Come sideline.
All right, go ahead, counsel.
Thank you. Sergeant, I'm approaching you again with states 2I for identification.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's not a very pretty drawing, but we see
It's very accurate, though.
Cutter Bank, and there's a red triangle 14 that if this is due north
Yes, ma'am.
and this is south, if channel 14, say, is here, and channel marker 15 in a green square is here, to your recollection, is this basically what we would see as we're going from the north to the south through Cutter Bank Channel?
Yes, ma'am. And if I may, there is a navigation. I'm sorry, ma'am. There is a navigational reason for that. It's for an old maritime sailor explained to me once. So the reason that the Coast Guard designs the markers at a catty-quarter angle like that and not makes them run parallel is because at night you know that if you're traveling from a square or green to the red and onto a green, you're staying within the channel and it's safe to navigate.
Are these channel markers opposite each other?
They opposite each other.
No other questions?
Any recourse?
I have no recourse, Judge.
No, there we go. This is it, stops, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State your next witness.
Yes, Judge. The state will call Detective John Dalton, please.